Nutritional yeast has the same exact chemical formula, meaning like if we look at the molecular structure of nutritional yeast, it is the same chemical formula as MSG, monosodium glutamate, okay? Now, if you've heard that MSG is bad for you, you have to understand is that nutritional yeast is the same formula as that. So here's the issue, that MSG we know is toxic for many, many people. Whenever we're working, especially with children that are dealing with any type of autism spectrum-based disorder, ADHD, any type of Asperger's-based syndrome. And again, all of this is on a spectrum. I had this conversation with my health coaching team the other day. It's like there's no one thing as autism, and there's no one thing as schizophrenia. There's a spectrum. It's what we call it a spectrum of disorders. And I would rather say imbalances. I don't like the word disorder. I don't think it's appropriate. I think imbalances, the greater the imbalance, well, the higher the level of schizophrenia, the higher the level of autism, right? Because there's greater imbalances. Well, here's what I've seen. Mental health based imbalances, autism, ADHD, learning disabilities, executive functioning disorder, again, a lot of childhood-based issues, skin rashes, brain fog, neurological issues, flushing of the face, higher blood pressure, potentially cholesterol levels, potentially because of inflammation, gut-based issues, bloating. I said skin rashes, headaches, migraines. I automatically look at what's going on with this person's diet. Are they using things that are higher in yeast or even hidden foods, or foods, I should say, that have hidden forms of yeast, which I'm going to go over with you today. Because the bottom line is this, they both break down to a process called glutamate, or a specific protein, I should say, called glutamate. And that glutamate in many individuals is not an issue, and it can actually be used potentially for good, for GABA, or it can be used potentially for good with like glutamine. But you have to understand is that not everybody processes and breaks this down well. This is why we do have unique biochemistry. And there's a lot of people out there that can get much better breaking it down through specific nutrients. I'll talk about that on a future show. But again, the bottom line is this, is that one particular food could be fine for another individual, but hurt the other. So from my clinical practice, and especially now that it's virtual, and I'm teaching to people, hundreds of thousands of people every single week, I have to give you the things that are right for 90+% of the population. And nutritional yeast is not right for 90+% population. Now, you might be taking it and you might feel great. And for you, I say phenomenal. That's fantastic. But if you're a health practitioner and you're recommending nutritional yeast for everyone, you have to be careful, because we know that is a neurotoxin, that it literally creates a toxicity inside of the body for people that are not able to process monosodium glutamate, or technically just glutamate, properly.